The defining moment of the Royal Rumble was not a Royal Rumble victory, it wasn't a surprise entrant, it wasn't a WrestleMania sign being pointed at. The most important thing that happened on this show was AJ Styles losing a career-on-the-line match and, as a result, being forced to retire. That outcome matters because it introduced something rare into a modern WWE premium live event. Permanence. Royal Rumble wins create possibilities. Title matches preserve momentum. This match ended something that could not be undone later in the night. That difference gave the entire event its emotional weight. What's good, New England? I'm Lauren, and this is the Granite Slate Sports Podcast. Let's jump right into the Royal Rumble fallout. This isn't a full recap of the card. This is about what the 2026 Royal Rumble prioritized and why one match ultimately overshadowed everything else. AJ Styles faced Gunther in a match with a clearly stated stipulation. If Styles lost, his in-ring career would be over. There was no ambiguity in how this was presented. The condition was stated before the match. The stakes were reinforced by commentary, and the result was enforced without hesitation. Gunther won the match, and AJ Styles' in-ring career ended as a direct result. This was not part of the Royal Rumble match itself. It was a featured singles bout placed deliberately on the card, and it stood apart because it carried a consequence that no other match on the show carried. No Royal Rumble winner lost anything by winning. No champion lost a title here. Only one performer walked away having permanently lost his career. That alone makes this match the emotional center of the event. After the match, Styles removed his gloves and walked toward the center of the ring. For wrestling fans, that gesture carries long-standing symbolic meaning. Leaving gear in the ring has historically been associated with finality, with an unspoken acknowledgement that a chapter has truly closed. But Styles did not leave the gloves there. He paused, put them back on, struck his signature pose, and acknowledged the crowd before leaving the ring. That choice did not change the stipulation, it did not reverse the result. But it mattered, and that's why it became one of the most discussed moments of the entire night. On screen, WWE treated the retirement as real and definitive. Symbolically, the gloves moment introduced emotional ambiguity. The rules said the career was over. The symbolism left space for fans to question how final the goodbye truly was. That tension is why this moment continues to dominate conversation. That hesitation also reframed the immediate aftermath. WE officials did not reverse the decision, and commentary continued to refer to the bout as career ending, but the camera lingered on Styles' exit rather than on Gunther's celebration. The emphasis stayed on farewell, not victory, reinforcing why this segment dominated post-show discussion. From a booking standpoint, this match elevated Gunther in a way few victories ever do. Gunther didn't just defeat a respected opponent, he defeated a legend in a match that ended that legend's career. That distinction matters because it permanently alters how this win is remembered. This wasn't about rankings or momentum, it wasn't about a title, it was about consequence. Victories like this don't fade into a list of results. They become reference points, moments that define how a performer is perceived long after the match itself is over. Regardless of what Gunther does next, this match will always be attached to his name. The men's Royal Rumble match was won by Roman Reigns, earning him a world title opportunity at WrestleMania. It was a major result that clarified the main event direction of WWE's biggest show. In addition, it placed Reigns back at the center of the WrestleMania picture. But emotionally, it did not define the night in the way the Styles match did. That's not a criticism of the result, it's a reflection of contrast. Reigns' win created opportunity, Styles' loss created finality. Within the Rumble match itself, WWE presented a traditional late match structure, a condensed field, clear eliminations, and a decisive finish. That approach made the outcome legible and efficient, but it also meant the match functioned as setup rather than statement. It did its job cleanly without competing emotionally with the retirement storyline. That contrast defined the night entirely. Roman Reigns winning the Royal Rumble reinforced hierarchy more than it reshaped it. It confirmed who WWE trusts in the highest leverage situations, it established direction heading into WrestleMania, and it fulfilled the traditional function of a Royal Rumble victory. But it didn't take something away from anyone else. That difference explains why discussions of this event consistently return to the retirement match rather than the Rumble finish. On the women's side, Liv Morgan won the Women's Royal Rumble by last eliminating Tiffany Stratton. The victory earned her a championship opportunity at WrestleMania and marked a significant moment in her career. Like the men's Rumble, it was a forward-looking result, important, meaningful, and necessary, but still part of the event's structural role rather than its emotional core. Elsewhere on the card, Drew McIntyre retained the undisputed WWE Championship against Sami Zayn. That outcome preserved stability at the top of the card and maintained continuity heading into WrestleMania. When you step back and look at the entire event, a clear hierarchy emerges. Royal Rumble wins set the board, title defenses preserved order, but AJ Styles' retirement introduced consequence. Gunther emerged elevated by being the one to enforce that consequence. Roman Reigns and Liv Morgan earned their futures. Drew McIntyre remained champion, but only one performer lost everything. That's why this moment stands above the rest. Years from now, people will remember who won the 2026 Royal Rumble, but they will feel the memory of the night AJ Styles walked away, gloves still on, career behind him, and a chapter closed in front of the audience. That is what made this Royal Rumble different, and that is what made it matter. That'll do it for today. Thanks for listening, and we'll be back next week to talk about the Super Bowl and more.